for tuning into the GSMC Hoops and Heels Women's Sports Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. My name is Samantha Genzer, and I'm going to be your show host for you guys today. We have a very exciting episode for you guys. We are going to be recapping recent WNBA games, recapping the Amundi Evian Championship, predicting the top 20 CrossFit Games finishers, discuss college softball transfer portal commitments, and make sure you guys stay to the end of the show to hear about the top-ranked NWSL kits. Wow, my bad, this season. Before we begin, I wanted to ask you guys to like and follow the show and to become a part of our show to tip and donate using the link gsmcpodcast.net. Also, we do get a lot of questions that come in from viewers during the show, so to ensure that your questions get read on the air, I ask that you use the link gsmcpodcast.net. This puts your questions at the top of the list so that I see them, and of course, it also really helps the show. Again, the link is gsmcpodcast.net. Now, let's get started. I hope you guys enjoy today's content. So we're starting today's show by talking or recapping recent WNBA games. We're going to talk about the games from Tuesday, wow, I cannot speak today, I apologize, Tuesday, July 9th to Friday, July 12th. So starting with Tuesday, the Minnesota Lynx defeated the Los Angeles Sparks 82-67. I was about to say Las Vegas Sparks, and I was like, that's not correct. I'm sorry, it's been a long day, guys. So the Minnesota Lynx defeated the Los Angeles Sparks 82-69, continuing their dominance with a 7th consecutive win in Los Angeles and 13 of the last 14 meetings overall. Bridget Carleton, of course, led the Lynx with 16 points, and Durka Horace added 15. Minnesota took control early, shooting 54% in the first half and leading 51-35 at halftime. Alyssa Pilley extended the lead to 25 points late in the third quarter. Carleton made all 4 attempts of her 3-point attempts, contributing to the Lynx's 9 for 18 3-point shooting, while the Sparks struggled at 3 for 20. Darica Hamby led Los Angeles with 18 points and 8 rebounds, reaching 3,000 career points with a layup in the third quarter. Moving on to Wednesday, Sabrina Ionescu scored 21 points and made a crucial block on the final possession, while Brianna Stewart added 18 points and 14 rebounds, leading the New York Liberty to a 71-68 victory over the Connecticut Sun on Wednesday, securing first place in the WNBA standings. New York won its 6th straight regular season game against Connecticut dating back to 2023. Ionescu gave New York a 69-68 lead with 1 minute 58 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. After missing her next 2 shots, she drove into the lane and sank on an off-balance shot for a 3-point lead with 4.4 seconds left. I really felt like that shot proved her athleticism, because I'm always talking about how naturally athletic and gifted Sabrina Ionescu is, but when you see her take an off-balance shot like that with less than 5 seconds remaining, you can't argue that she isn't one of the most athletic players in the league. Connecticut attempted to tie the game, but was denied by Ionescu's block at the buzzer, marking New York's 4th block of the quarter. Courtney Vandersloot added 11 points, and Jonko Jones had 11 rebounds for the Liberty, who improved to 13-0 when leading at halftime. Bonner led the Sun with 22 points and 9 rebounds, while Brianna Jones added 17 points and 8 boards. The Liberty built a 29-19 lead in the first quarter, but Connecticut cut the lead to 39-38 by halftime after holding New York to just 10 points in the second quarter. New York opened the third quarter with a 9-0 run, rebuilding a double-digit lead. Bonner's long 3-pointer with about 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter gave Connecticut its first lead since the opening minutes, but New York regained control and secure of the win. And I recommend watching this game, especially from last week. If you could go back and watch one game, this would be it. Yeah, I don't know. I felt like it could probably have gone either way, to be honest. Also on Wednesday, Angel Reese secured her 14th straight double-double, helping the Chicago Sky to a 78-69 victory over the Atlanta Dream. Kenny Carter scored 19 points and played a key role in the win, forcing a jump ball and sinking a crucial jumper. Reese finished with 11 points and 13 rebounds, surpassing Candace Parker's record for the longest double-double streak in league history. Camila Cardoso also recorded a double-double with 10 points and 11 rebounds. Alicia Gray led Atlanta with 20 points, while Haley Jones and Naz Hillman each added 12 points. The Dream played without key players Ryan Howard, Jordan Canada, and Ariel Powers. Ariel Atkins scored 26 points, including a crucial basket in the final minutes to help the Washington Mystics fend off the Indiana Fever 89-84 on Wednesday, spoiling Caitlin Clark's 29-point performance. Washington led 76-55 after 3 quarters, but Indiana rallied behind Clark's 15 fourth-quarter points. Clark made history as the first WNBA player to achieve 29 points, 13 assists, 5 rebounds, 5 three-pointers, 5 steals, and 3 blocks in a single game. She capped a 14-0 run with a free throw, bringing Indiana within 3 points with about 1 minute left, but Atkins responded with an off-balance shot in the lane. Clark added 2 more free throws, and after a jump ball with 20.3 seconds left, Indiana's Aliyah Boston tapped the ball back, but Atkins secured it, leading to a timeout. Julie Van Loo then made 2 free throws with 16.2 seconds left to seal the win for Washington. Stephanie Dolson and Van Loo each scored 13 points for the Mystics, with Aliyah Edwards adding 12 and Myesha Hines-Allen contributing 10. The Mystics played without Shakira Austin, Brittany Skies, and Carly Samuelson. Kelsey Mitchell scored 15 points, and Alyssa Smith added 11 for Indiana. Lexi Hull, making her first start of the season, finished with 5 points in 20 minutes. I feel like the star players of this game, even though the Fever didn't win, but Clark obviously was a star player, and Atkins was really a star player for me as well. At the 4th game on Wednesday, Asia Wilson achieved her first career 2020 game with 24 points and 20 rebounds, leading the Las Vegas Aces to an 84-79 victory over the Seattle Storm. This marked the 21st 2020 game in WNBA history. Jackie Young scored 27 points, including a crucial 3-pointer that gave Las Vegas a 48-45 lead in the 3rd quarter. Young continued her scoring streak with a personal 9-0 run, extending the Aces' advantage to 54-45. Wilson hit a contested jumper with 48.2 seconds remaining, putting Las Vegas up 82-76. Jewel Lloyd was fouled on a 3-point attempt and made all 3 free throws to bring Seattle within 3. However, the Storm missed key opportunities to tie the game on their final possession. Wilson secured the rebound and sealed the win with 2 free throws, despite a scary moment when Wilson was struck in the nose by Ayaka Furue in the 3rd quarter. She returned quickly and set a career high for rebounds. Joy Lloyd led Seattle with 28 points. Skylar Diggins-Smith added 16 points and 8 rebounds, and Izzy McBaker had a double-double with 10 points and 10 rebounds. Amundi ended her streak of 23 consecutive games in double figures, scoring just 9 points. The last game on Wednesday was the Phoenix Mercury v. Dallas Wings. Kalea Copper scored 32 points, marking the 7th time she has scored over 30 points this season, leading the Phoenix Mercury to an 100-84 victory over the Dallas Wings. This win secured Phoenix's 3rd straight series victory. Brittany Griner added 23 points for Phoenix, which scored over 100 points against Dallas for the 2nd time in a week, following a 104-96 win on July 3rd. Copper scored 18 points in the first half, helping Phoenix build a 49-46 lead at halftime. She added 7 more points in the 3rd quarter, during which the Mercury scored 31 points to extend their lead. Natasha Cloud scored 14 points, and Makia Herbert-Harrigan added a season-high 12 points for the Mercury. Copper was highly efficient, shooting 12 of 19 from the field and 7 of 9 from the free throw line. Dan Tarisi, for an injured leg, missed her 2nd consecutive game. But then for Dallas, Natasha Howard and Odessa Sims each scored 19 points. Tiara McCowan contributed 15 points and 10 rebounds, while Arike Ugman... Wow, I just completely stuttered. I sincerely apologize for that. Arika Ugman had 13 points and a career-high 13 assists. Sorry, guys. I forgot to give a disclaimer. I had to get 2 cavities filled in my mouth, and the numbing cream is still a little bit there, so I apologize if I'm not speaking very good English right now. Anyway, we're good though. I apologize. It also hurts on my mouth, so I'm talking through the pain at the moment. Anyway, so the only game on Thursday was the New York Liberty v. Chicago Sky. Sabrina Ionescu scored 21 points, and Jonquel Jones added 18 points and 13 rebounds to lead the New York Liberty to a 91-76 victory over the Chicago Sky. Angel Reese extended her WNBA record of a double-double streak to 15 straight games. I just completely forgot what I was saying. I'm so sorry. To 15 straight games of double-doubles, finishing with 10 points and 10 rebounds, with her 10th rebound, concluding her double-double. And honestly, like, seeing that her stats during the game was 10 and 10, I was like freaking out. I was like, please make it 10, please make it 10. I don't know, I was like, please get that streak, because I don't like the number 14, so I would like her to end on 15 if she's going to end the streak. Anyway, New York led 68-66 early in the fourth quarter before a 7-2 run created some separation. Reese's 10th point brought the Sky within 78-72 with about 4 minutes left, but Ionescu responded with a crucial three-pointer that sealed the game. Kenny Carter led the Sky with 22 points. Chicago had a strong start, I'll say, leading 37-24 midway through the second quarter, but Brianna Stewart rallied the Liberty with a 14-1 run, tying the game at 40-38 by halftime. Ionescu, who missed her first 7 shots, found her rhythm in the second half and was instrumental in New York's victory. I'm telling you, the way that she was able to pick back up just shows her natural gift, okay? I know she missed her 7 shots there, but she still had that natural ability to, pick it back up. We all have our bad days, Moving on to Friday's games, A'ja Wilson scored 33 points and grabbed 18 rebounds, leading the Las Vegas Aces to an 84-70 victory over the Atlanta Dream. Jackie Young contributed 19 points and 6 assists, helping the Aces secure their 9th win in 10 games. Wilson, who has scored 30-plus points 7 times this season, a career high, also tied Phoenix's Brittany Griner for the most WNBA games with 25-plus points and 10-plus rebounds in a single season with 10 such games. She started strong, making 6 of her first 9 shots, while her teammates went 6 for 22. A key moment in the second quarter saw Wilson making a driving layup, steal the ball, and then hit 2 free throws, extending Las Vegas's lead to 42-30. She secured her 4th straight double-double by halftime with 19 points and 10 rebounds, and finished the game with 5 blocks, moving into 12th on the WNBA's career list. Cheyenne Parker-Titus led Atlanta with 17 points off the bench, while Maya Caldwell added 13 points, and Tina Charles had a double-double with 12 points and 12 rebounds. Kelsey Plum added 15 points and 7 assists for Las Vegas, and Young reached a milestone of 2,500 career points. Also that night, the Indiana Fever defeated the Phoenix Mercury 95-86. Aliyah Boston had 21 points and 13 rebounds. Caitlin Clark added 20 points and tied a franchise record with 13 assists. And Nalissa Smith contributed 14 points and 10 rebounds. Kelsey Mitchell led Indiana with a season-high 28 points. Clark set a franchise record for most assists in a single quarter with 7 in the first, marking her 8th double-double of the season. Indiana outscored Phoenix in the first 3 quarters, dominating in the paint with a 60-28 advantage and out-rebounding them 42-30. For Phoenix, Kalia Copper led all scorers with 36 points, including 20 in the final quarter. Sophie Cunningham added 21 points with a season-high 5 three-pointers. Makia Herbert-Harrington and Natasha Mack each scored 10 points and combined for 16 rebounds and 4 blocks. The Mercury were without key players Diane Tyrese, Natasha Cloud, and Brittany Griner due to injuries, and I would say that probably did affect their game a lot, and I think that they could have beat the Fever if they had those players. They could have. I'm not saying they would have. They could have. Okay, during the last game on Friday, Nika Agwemike scored 26 points, tying her season high, while Skylar Diggins-Smith tied a career high with 12 assists and added 10 points to lead the Seattle Storm to a 96-63. Sorry, I cannot say 91. 91-63 victory over the Minnesota Lynx, snapping a 3-game losing streak. Seattle trailed 9-2 early, but surged ahead by scoring 36 of the next 49 points, leading to a double-digit advantage in the second quarter. The Storm led 50-37 at halftime, shooting 56% from the field. Kayla McBride led Minnesota with 27 points and made 6 three-pointers, despite not playing in the fourth quarter. Sammy Whitcomb hit 2 three-pointers in the fourth quarter, capping a 9-0 run that extended Seattle's lead to 81-57. Whitcomb and Jewel Lloyd each added 14 points, and Izzy McGuire had 10 points and 8 rebounds. Diggins-Smith secured her 12th career double-double. Minnesota struggled without Nafisa Collier, with no player besides McBride scoring more than 7 points, and I think that that's what really got them. I don't know. It was a rough game for the Lynx, to be honest. I did not expect them to lose this poorly, or lose at all, to be honest. But I think that if they had Nafisa Collier, their chances of winning would have probably been a lot higher. So that concludes our recap of the WNBA games from Tuesday to Friday, and now we're going to move into the next segment where we recap the Amundi Evian Championships. Before we get into that, we're going to be taking a very short break, so I will see you guys very soon.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits. I'm losing shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip. You choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind?
Welcome back to the GSMC Hoops and Heels Women's Sports Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. We just got done recapping recent WNBA games, and now we're going to recap the Amundi Evian Championships. The Amundi Evian Championship took place at the Evian Resort Golf Club in France from the 11th to the 14th, so it ended yesterday. It was a really solid tournament with a lot of high-level competition. Before we get started recapping, I wanted to remind you guys to like and follow the show and to become a part of our show to tip and donate using the link gsmcpodcast.net. Also, using this link puts your questions and comments at the top of the list so that I see them and they get read on the air and you get that, fun interactive aspect of the GSMC Sports Network. I also wanted to remind you guys to stay till the end of the show to hear about my rankings of the NWSL kids. It's a fun segment. So now that we got that out of the way, let's get started talking about the Amundi Evian Championships. Okay, so on Thursday, which is the day that it started, during round one, Nelly Korda, starting on the 10th hole, birdied 3 of her first 6 holes before making a double bogey on the par 3 16th. She recovered with a birdie on the par 5 18 to make the turn in 2 under 34, and then played her incoming 9th in even par with 2 birdies and 2 bogeys. Korda birdied all 4 par 5s in round 1. Following her 2 under 69, the world number 1 was just inside the top 20, 5 shots off the early lead. Korda, who won 6 of her first 8 starts this year, is coming off 3 consecutive missed cuts. That latter stretch includes 2 major championships, the U.S. Women's Open and the KPMG Women's PGA Championships. Korda next has to avoid any repeat of what happened at the KPMG. I'm so sorry, KPMG, where she opened in 3 under 69 at Sahali Country Club, but carded a shocking 81 that Friday to miss the cut. So the first round ended with 3 players tied for first and 6 other players tied for second, 1 stroke behind. Gemma Dryburgh, rookie Ingrid Lindblad, and Patty Tamatanakit led at 7 under. Lauren Coughlin, Lydia Ko, Haiju Kim, Ayaka Furue, Haijin Cho, and Gabby Lopez were tied at 6 under. Lindblad pulled the greatest surprise of the round with a bogey-free 7-birdie performance to take the share of the lead. Dryburgh and Tamatanakit were also bogey-free. Defending champion Celine Boudier finished the first round in T21 with a score of 2 under. The second round was suspended due to weather, so the second round started on Friday and had to continue for some people on Saturday. So on Friday, Ayaka Furue led the field at 12 under par and 3 shots clear of her closest competitors. With 5 holes still left in her second round, Furue was 6 under par and bogey-free through 31 holes. Stephanie Karaku and Haran Ryu were 9 under par for the tournament and each sat at 4 under par in their second round. Both players returned on Saturday to complete their second rounds, with Karaku through 16 holes and Ryu through 11. Angela Stanford, who earned her maiden major title at the 2018 Amundi Evian Championship, sat in a tie for 4th through 12 holes with fellow major champion Patty Tabanakit through 15 holes at 8 under. Prior to the suspension of play, the Morning Wave was able to complete round 2, and several players made jumps in the top 10 with their second round scores. With a second round 63, LPGA Tour rookie Eugene Sung started the day in a tie for 75th, and currently at that moment sat tied for 6th heading into Saturday, which that was like, it's hard to explain, but that was her end of round 2 on Friday. So she didn't have to continue on Saturday for round 2. So into Saturday or round 3, she was tied for 6th. Sung recorded an eagle, 7 birdies, and 1 bogey during her second round, assigned for the lowest 18-hole of her young career. She was just the 3rd player in Amundi Evian Championship major history to shoot a 63 or lower in the second round. Sung said, quote, "I think the course is pretty familiar in courses I played in Korea. It's a bit tougher here than in Korea, but there are many similarities, so I think Korean players may have an advantage in attacking the pins. Even if you hit it well, the ball tends to bounce out quite a bit, so it's important to keep your mental game in and focus when that happens," unquote. LPGA Tour veteran Mi Hyen Lee recorded a 566 to move into a tie for 6th from 21st place. Additionally, 3 players, Georgia Hall, Naran An, and Jin Yun Ko, recorded second round scores of 67 on Friday morning to sit in a tie for 10. Finishing up round 2 on Saturday, Ayaka Furue confirmed her leading status at a total of 12 under, finishing her second round with 5 pars. Despite a slight dip in form at the end of her round 1, she relied on flawless putting to save pars on the 10th and 12th holes. She then made another par on the 13th before the foghorn halted play. Resuming on Saturday morning on the 14th tee, she hit another regulation green. She then created 2 clear birdie opportunities on the 15th and 16th, but without success. 2 more pars to complete her second 18 holes kept her in sole possession of the lead on the halfway point with no mistakes over 36 holes. 2 strokes behind, Stephanie Karaku and Patty Tevenakit shared second place at 10 under. After round 2, there were several players that were expected to make the cut, but unfortunately they did not, and those players were Athaya Thidikul, Leona McGuire, Yuka Sasso, Megan Kong, Charlie Hull, Carlota Singanda, and Ailey Kim. For the amateurs, Rachel Keon was the only one who made the cut thanks to her impressive 36-hole total of 2 under. Adela Cernarsik missed the cut by 2 strokes, Lottie Wood and Melanie Green by 3, Megan Schofield by 4, and Chun Wee Woo by 5. Finally, Yana Wilson used her first appearance at Evian to gain experience. Moving on to round 3, which continued on Saturday, Stephanie Karaku took the lead. The most consistent player this week with 3 rounds of 66, 66, 67, totaling 14 under par. She is now reaping the rewards. Playing in the final group of a major for the first time, all eyes were basically on her. Trailing by 1 stroke were Ayaka Furue and Lauren Coughlin. Playing alongside Karaku Saturday was Ayaka Furue, impressive with both her long game unputting in the first 2 rounds. The world number 21 slightly slowed her pace after shooting 2 consecutive rounds of 65. She extended her bogey-free streak to 46 holes before minor errors on the 11th and 13th holes bookend on a birdie on the 12th, resulting in a final score of 70 for moving day. Meanwhile, Lauren Coughlin has also joined the final group of the major, playing on the LPGA since 2018. She had a strong start this week, finishing Thursday at 5 under, just 2 strokes behind the first round leaders. Her last 3 holes in the second round lightly set her up for moving day. I feel like it set her up well. A 70 left her poised for a strong comeback, which she achieved with a magnificent second round score of 65, featuring 4 birdies and 2 eagles. After 2 rounds of 70, Ali Ewing stepped up her game, finishing her 3rd round with a bogey-free 64, the best score of the day. Patty Tevenakit struggled a little bit during round 3. She had a double bogey on the first and a bogey on the third. However, a birdie on the fourth, followed by another on the 9th, put her back on track. She finished her moving day with a 72, still within reasonable distance of leader Karaku to hope for a victory on Sunday. Celine Boutier also struggled at the start of her 3rd round with the triple bogey, following an errant drive to the right and a series of small mistakes. From there, she had a rally, which she did, with 3 birdies and 2 bogeys. Over the next 17 holes, she managed to finish with a 73. I thought it was a pretty good comeback, to be honest. Lastly, during round 4 on Sunday, the suspense was rough, but it was Ayaka Furue who ultimately seized the trophy of the Amundi Evian Championship. After an exceptional start to the week with 46 bogey-free holes, she faced a few tougher holes without even faltering. Often saved by her putting and frequently comfortable with her long game, she demonstrated consistency and exemplary behavior. Already leading after the 2nd round, she had to battle relentlessly to fend off Karaku. Karaku started the final round as the tournament leader and delivered a fabulous final 18 holes, with 5 birdies on her scorecard, including 3 on the last 4 holes. The bogey on her 17th might linger in her mind, Nevertheless, it was her first time in a final group of a major, likely heralding a promising series. Notably, she was the only player to shoot under 70 throughout the week. The last few holes did not favor Lauren Coughlin, whose missed short putts on the 16th and 17th led to 2 boogies, dashed in her hopes of lifting the trophy. Nonetheless, it was a very successful week for the American, who showcased her skills in honor of Angela Stanford's career end. Following her 4 top 15 finishes in 2024, the world's 56th ranked player can be proud of her impressive performance this week. So here's how the top 12 places looked at the end of round 4. Ayaka Furue at first, under 19 under. Stephanie Karaku in second at 18 under. Patty Tamina-Kit in third at 17 under. Lauren Coughlin in fourth at 15 under. Hera and Ryu at fifth at 13 under. Parjorie Ananarukarn in 6 at 11 under. I feel like she snuck in there. Like, she was not making headlines at all. To be honest, I wasn't paying much attention to her when watching the competition because I did not expect her to, beat some of the players who ended up getting cut, but then, she snuck in there. And then tied at 7th at 10 under were Payan Chien, Esther Henzelet, and Hai Jin Cho. Tied at 10th at 9 under was Aki Away and Ali Ewing. Lastly, tied at 12th at 8 under was Jenny Shin, Hayu Jo Kim, Paula Rito, Madeline Sagstrom, and Aaron Ann. One other notable thing from round 4 was that Payun Chien made a hole-in-one. The 33-year-old aced the par 3 16-hole at Evian Resort Golf Club from 155 yards with her 8-iron to record the first hole-in-one of her professional career and the 4th ace she has ever had in her life. So that concludes our recap of the Amundi Evian Championships. We're now going to move into the next segment where we talk about the CrossFit Games predictions. Before we get into that, we're going to be taking a very short break, so I will see you guys very soon.
Looking for your daily fix of sports talk without having to pay for it? GSMC Sports Network is available on YouTube. Just search GSMC Sports Network. Get your fix of daily sports talk shows on YouTube, absolutely free. NFL, college football, NBA, MLB, MMA, UFC, fantasy football, and so much more. GSMC Sports Network has shows running all day long, with new sports shows starting every 2 hours. Just like on your favorite cable sports channel, except GSMC Sports Network is absolutely free. Just search GSMC Sports Network on YouTube to catch one of your new favorite shows, like the GSMC College Football Podcast, Chip Shot Football Podcast, Hoops and Heels Women's Sports Podcast, GSMC Basketball Podcast, and so many more. Check it out for yourself. GSMC Sports Network, now available on YouTube absolutely free. Search GSMC Sports Network on YouTube right now.
Welcome back to the GSMC Hoops and Heels Women's Sports Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. We just got done talking about the Amundi Evian Championships, and now we're going to talk about the CrossFit Games predictions. Okay, so I have finally figured out my predictions for the CrossFit Games. This was difficult because I feel like there were always surprises in CrossFit, and we've seen a lot of unexpected results in the semifinals, so that's a thing. But still, I'm going to lay out my predictions from 20th to first place, and I think you guys can guess who I have in first place. But today we're only going to be doing from 20th to 11th place, and make sure you guys stay tuned in for tomorrow's show for 10th to first place. So we're just going to get right started because there are a lot of people here to get through. Okay, so in 20th place, I have Jacqueline Dahlstrom. She finished in 10th at the semifinals in the Europe division. She often places within the top 20 at European regionals and sanctionals. In 2019, she finished 43rd in the games, and she has improved tremendously in the past years. Movements like handstand walks, muscle-ups, and barbell cycling are among her strengths, giving her an edge in workouts that emphasize these skills. Even though the workouts have not been announced yet, it is most likely that the workouts include movements that feature the same skills. And those movements, like I said, if that makes sense, these are like general CrossFit movements and workouts, basically. I don't really know how to explain that. But overall, Dahlstrom's strengths in gymnastics and endurance-based events provide her a balanced performance across the games. And I feel like 20th place would suit her, since there may be other areas such as like heavy lifting or specific skill sets where other competitors might have an edge in those categories. In 19th place, I have Dani Speegle. In the American West region, she finished 6th in the semifinals. In 2019, Speegle made her debut and finished in 26th place in the games, and in 2022, she finished 11th at the games. She has grown and improved tremendously, but there is a heightened level of competition this year. She is known for her strength and power, particularly in events that involve heavy lifting. Her prowess in weightlifting events such as clean snatches and deadlifts gives her a significant advantage, and the same goes with her strength and explosive power, such as in sprints, short duration, high intensity workouts, and movements like box jumps and burpees. Considering her really good placement in 2022, it seems like I would have her higher up for this year, especially with her improvement, but there are a lot of newcomers and a heightened level of competition that I think may put her at a lower place than her 2022 finish. In 18th place, I have Elisa Filiano, who finished in 8th at the Europe semifinals. Filiano has shown her capabilities in the CrossFit Open and various regional competitions, steadily improving her performance over the years. While she may not have consistently placed in the top 10 at the games, her steady presence and resilience are notable. In 2022, Filiano's performance at the CrossFit Games saw her finishing in the top 30, demonstrating her capacity to compete at the highest level and her potential to improve her standings. Filiano is known for exceptional stamina and endurance. She excels in long-duration events that test an athlete's cardiovascular capacity and ability to maintain a steady pace. The Games features an incredibly deep and talented field of athletes, like I said. Placing Filiano in 18th place, I feel like acknowledges her strengths and consistent performances while recognizing the fierce competition. So that's why I have her here. But I definitely think that she has improved tremendously. Like one of the most improved athletes that we have seen in the past year. So that's why I feel like she will not be placing in the top 30, but in the top 20. In 17th place, I have Emily Rolfe, who finished in 5th in the North American West Division in the semifinals. Rolfe has been a regular competitor at the CrossFit Games. She first appeared in 2019 and finished 18th, which showcased her potential and solid performance under pressure. In 2023, she finished 16th at the CrossFit Games, showing her continued presence and consistency among the elite athletes. She is known for her strong endurance and stamina, excelling in longer cardiovascular heavy events. Her ability to maintain a steady pace and push through fatigue gives her an edge in such workouts. She has significant strength, particularly in weightlifting movements such as clean and jerks and snatches. Her power and explosiveness are key aspects in strength-based events. With each year competition, Rolfe has shown improvement and gained valuable experience. A 17th place finish reflects her growth as an athlete and her ability to leverage her experience to perform well. In 16th place, I have Madeline Sturt. She finished 2nd in the semifinals in the Oceania division. Sturt has been competing in the games for a while. Her first time competing in the games was in 2016, and over the years, she has consistently placed in the top 30. In 2023, Sturt showed significant improvement, finishing 18th. Her upward trajectory shows that she has the potential to be in the top 20 once again, and I think 16th place is a good fit for her. Sturt excels in gymnastics movements, including handstand walks, muscle-ups, and pull-ups. Her proficiency in these areas gives her an advantage in workouts that require high skill and coordination and, like flexibility. She has a strong aerobic base, allowing her to perform well in endurance-heavy events. Overall, Sturt's balanced abilities across gymnastics, endurance, and overall fitness make her a strong contender for a top 20 spot. Her well-rounded skill set ensures she can handle the diverse challenges of the games. A 16th place, I feel like, reflects her growth as an athlete and her potential to continue improving. In 15th place, I have Emma McQuad. She finished in 9th place at the Europe semifinals. McQuad has been a consistent competitor at the CrossFit Games, making her debut in 2019 and finishing 20th. She has shown steady improvement over the years, with her best finish being 12th in 2022. In 2023, she finished 14th at the CrossFit Games, demonstrating her consistency and ability to perform at the highest level against the best in the world. Because of the heightened competition, I think 15th place is the best prediction I can make for her. She's got amazing versatility and a strong aerobic capacity, allowing her to excel in longer endurance-based workouts. She's also known for her impressive strength, particularly in weightlifting movements such as snatches and clean and jerks. I definitely think she will be in the top 20 regardless of where exactly she places. In 14th place, I have Bethany Flores, who finished 7th in the North America West semifinals. She often places in the top 20 in the CrossFit Games, so if she continues this consistency, I have a lot of hope that she could be in 14th place. In 2023, Flores finished 15th at the Games, showcasing her ability to compete at this high level and, that potential she has to improve further. Flores is known for her exceptional gymnastic abilities. She excels in movements such as muscle-ups, handstand walks, and bar work, giving her an edge in workouts that emphasize these skills. She has a strong endurance base, which allows her to perform well in longer cardiovascular intense workouts. Flores' consistent improvement and dedication to her training suggests she is capable of climbing the ranks. A 14th place finish reflects her growth as an athlete and her potential to continue improving. And she is definitely one of my favorites to watch. I don't know why, but actually no, I do know why, because she's a superstar. But all these athletes are superstars. That's not a good argument, but I don't know. I have a lot of hope for her, and I feel like she might end up in the top 10. But at the moment, I have her place for 14. I'm telling you, these predictions are really difficult. There's so many great competitors that I'm Anyway, moving on to 13th place. Sorry, I have Abigail Dommett, who finished first in the North American West semifinals. You're probably thinking she finished first in the North American West semifinals. That's a stupid prediction to say she's 13th. Well, here's the thing: is when even if you finish first in the semifinals, that doesn't always predict where you're going. That's what I'm saying. CrossFit has so many surprises that I'm that doesn't really predict exactly where you're standing in the whole games. I can't explain it, but there's been so many surprises, especially this year, that I'm literally I don't know. So I apologize if my predictions are not the best, but I'm pretty confident in my predictions I have here right now. So Dom has steadily climbed the ranks in CrossFit Games, showing notable improvement each year. While she has yet to break the top 10, her consistent performance has placed her within the top 20 in previous years. Last year, she finished 16th at the Games, and this year she has shown even more strength and improvement, so I think she could end up in 13th place. Dom is known for her impressive strength, particularly in Olympic lifting movements such as the clean and jerk and snatch. Her power and conditioning gives her an advantage in strength-based events. She is proficient in gymnastics movements, including muscle-up, handstand, push-ups, and pull-ups. Her skills in these areas are crucial for excelling in complex and high-skill workouts. In 12th place, I have Emma Tall, who finished third in the Europe semifinals. Tall has been a consistent presence at the Games. She has improved her rankings over the years, and she finished 16th in 2022 and 14th in 2023. Yes, you can already guess how I decided that she could end up in 12th place. I feel like she might follow a pattern, that she's been going at 16th to 14th to 12th. that's how my brain is working on this one. Besides my strange way of predicting someone's position, the reason I have her in 12th place is because of her improvement in past years and her gymnastic proficiency and considerable strength, particularly in weightlifting movements like clean and jerks and snatches. Tall's versatility across different workout types, including strength, endurance, and gymnastics, makes her a well-rounded competitor capable of handling the varied demands of the Games. And I don't think she will break the top 10, but I think that she will be in the top 15. In 11th place, I have Ariel Lowen, who finished in third at the North America West semifinals. She qualified in 2021 and has since shown steady improvement with a significant finish of 14th place in 2022. Her consistent upward trajectory highlights her growing prowess in the sport. In 2023, she finished 12th at the CrossFit Games, showing her ability to improve and that, consistent performance she has. Lowen is known for her excellent gymnastic abilities. Movements such as muscle-ups, handstand push-ups, and pull-ups are among her strength, giving her an edge in high-skill workouts. She possesses significant strength, particularly in Olympic lifting movements like the clean and jerk and snatch. Her power and technique in these lifts are major assets in strength-based events. Lowen's continuous improvement and dedication to her training suggests she is capable of climbing the ranks. An 11th place finish reflects her growth as an athlete and her potential to continue improving, and I really see her ending up in this spot. So that concludes 20th to 11th place, and because we only have time for those places, we're going to continue 10th to 1st place in tomorrow's episodes. So make sure you guys stay tuned for tomorrow's show. We're now going to move into the next segment where we talk about college softball transfer portal commitments. Before we get started, we are going to be taking a short break, so I will see you guys very soon.
For the best and latest podcasts available anywhere, go to the podcast app on your cell phone and type in GSMC to access free content-rich podcasts on health and wellness, book reviews, sports, entertainment, relationships, social media, movies, technology, finance, and even weird news. Subscribe and download the GSMC Podcast Network's family of shows, available everywhere podcasts are found.
Welcome back to the GSMC Hoops and Heels Women's Sports Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. We just got talking about the CrossFit Games predictions, and now we're going to talk about college softball. So I'm going to fill you guys in on some of the softball transfer portal updates for some of the top college teams. So let's obviously start with Oklahoma University, the team that won the Women's College World Series this year for the 4th time now in a row. That is like so insane. Okay, so I talked about their transfer portal situation in the past, especially with Njari Kennedy, and I recommend checking those videos out, but we got to continue those updates because more has changed to their team, and I feel like we're all wondering what is happening to their team. So OU softball added another pitcher from former Louisiana State University, Sam Landry. Landry is head coach Patty Gasso's 5th transfer portal commit this offseason, filling OU's final roster spot. Landry joins Campbell pitcher Isabella Smith, North Carolina catcher Isabella Ermington, Utah outfielder Abby Dayton, and BYU infielder Elena Abayana as Sooner portal commits. Landry recorded a career-best 24 wins with a 2.09 ERA in 2024, while surrendering 26 extra base hits over 127 and a 3rd innings. Landry led Louisiana in strikeouts at a total of 165 and held opposing batters to a .219 batting average. OU also returns Kirsten Deal, who held a 14-1 record with a 1.93 ERA and 78 and a 3rd innings last season. I've talked about the other OU transfer commits in the past videos, but just want to recap them a little bit, so I'm going to go over them again briefly. Alana Abayani from BYU, coming off a brilliant sophomore season, Abayani hit .424 at the plate. She had 5 home runs and drove in 33 runs. Abayani also knew how to get on base with 30 walks, hit 11 times, and only struck out 7 times in 165 plate appearances. She had some of her best games against the best teams, driving in a season-high 3-1 game against Oklahoma State. And OU fans might remember Abayani with 4 hits, 2 doubles, and 2 RBIs in the shocking 9-4 win for the Cougars at Love's Fields. Isabella Ermington from the University of North Carolina. Ermington will have 2 seasons of eligibility remaining and is coming off a fantastic sophomore season. Ermington hit .323 with 14 home runs and 53 RBIs, and she'll have some guidance from a former catcher if needed, as Kinsey Hansen is staying in Norman as a grad assistant. The leap Ermington made from freshman to sophomore season was impressive. She's someone who is still getting better, and it's going to be interesting to watch her improve even more on the OU team. Abby Dayton from the University of Utah. She's the batting champ of the Pac-12, hitting .431 last season. She was a 3rd-team All-American as a sophomore, and Dayton added 2 home runs and 20 RBIs this season and earned 27 walks. Dayton also made some spectacular plays in center. Lastly, Isabella Smith from Campbell University. The CAA Pitcher of the Year, Smith went 26-7 in 2024 with a 1.56 ERA. Including that was 18 incomplete games, 9 shutouts, 2 saves, and 239 strikeouts in 206 innings. Smith threw 2 no-hitters. She also had a huge moment in helping Campbell defeat Duke in April. She also school record for career strikeouts at 638, career wins at 70, single season wins at 29, single season appearances at 49, and single season strikeouts at 241. Another notable transfer commitment was at the University of Tennessee. UT Austin infielder Ryan Brown committed to Tennessee softball. Brown appeared in 11 games last season with 11 at-bats as a freshman for the Longhorns, who made a run to the World Series championship. Brown hit .182 and had a .455 slugging percentage. She lodged 2 hits with 2 RBIs, 1 home run, and drew 2 walks last season. She joins former South Carolina pitcher Sage Marjecto and former Washington infielder Kenzie Fielder. Tennessee is also bringing in the number 4 freshman class in the nation, which includes 7 players. Tennessee has also only lost 1 player to the transfer portal this season. Sophomore outfielder Jamison Brockenberg entered the portal before the Lady Vols Super Regional Series. Brockenberg was used as a pinch hitter this season after starting as a freshman and has not yet announced her new school. Moving on to the University of Alabama, they picked up their 5th transfer portal addition. Infielder Brooke Elistad is joining the team. Elistad joins the Crimson Tide from Louisiana, where she earned NFCA All-Central Region 3rd Team honors and All-Sun Belt 1st Team honors in 2024, hitting .359 on the season with 54 RBIs and 9 home runs. She started at third base in 61 of the Red Junes. I literally don't. Moving on. Okay. The Alabama's 60, no, not Alabama, sorry. The, where did I say she was from? Louisiana. Oh my gosh. The Louisiana's 64 games in 2024. Oh my gosh. Wow. I just completely I'm so sorry. I'm telling you guys it was a long day, okay? Had cavities refilled, can't speak. There's issues. Anyway. So she played in Louisiana 64 games. No, she was third base in 61 of the 64 games Louisiana played in 2024. And Louisiana was the number 13 seed in the NCAA tournament and made it to the NCAA regional round. Prior to her time at Louisiana, Elistad spent her first 2 collegiate seasons at St. Thomas in Minnesota, where she had a career .404 batting average with 12 home runs and 64 RBIs, including a freshman campaign that saw her hit .425 on the season. Salyn Hawkins also recently announced that she's transferring to Alabama from Mississippi State University. Hawkins started 52 times at second base for Mississippi State last season, playing in 53 of the Bulldogs' 54 games. She hit .294 with 3 home runs and 26 RBIs in her true freshman season. Her batting average was good for 5th among eligible freshmen in the SEC. The infielder was named SEC Freshman of the Week on March 12th after batting .625 in the series against Ole Miss. Sorry, wow. I'm telling you guys, I'm so sorry. I can't speak very good with these. I got my like I said in previous segments, but in case you're just watching the individual segments on YouTube, I got my cavities refilled. So, not my cavities refilled, I got fillings. So, my mouth is still a little bit numb. Anyway, Hawkins also earned 3rd Team All-South Region honors. So speaking of Mississippi State, continuing that, Ole Miss softball has received a commitment from Porter player Lair Boutte. Boutte will be transferring to Ole Miss from Houston, where she started 53 games during the 2024 season. They originally signed with the Tennessee Lady Vols, but transferred to Houston following the 2023 season. That year, she started 35 games for Lady Vols, hitting 4 home runs and driving in 29. As a freshman at Tennessee in 2022, she started 53 games, ranking 4th on the team in runs at 31, hits at 44, doubles at 9, and RBIs at 33. She is expected to have 1 season to play for the Rebels. As a high school prospect, she was rated as a number 19 overall prospect and number 16 infielder for the class of 2021 by Extra Innings Softball, which is really, really impressive. She was slotted number 55 overall in Softball America's top 100 list of 2021 prospects. The South Carolina University softball team has lost players in the transfer portal, but it has also gained a few players as well. Third baseman Ella Chansey from Charlotte University is transferring to the Gamecocks team. She set multiple records as a freshman at Charlotte and built to the first team All-AAC selection in 2024. She started all 57 games at third base and hit .316 with 6 homers, 38 RBIs, 8 doubles, and 24 walks. She had 8 stolen bases and also led the team with 4 triples. Next on the team, also from Charlotte, is pitcher Sam Gress. Gress was a second-team All-AAC, posting a 14-10 record this past season for the 49ers. She started 13 games and appeared on 20 more with a 2.57 ERA. And at 122 and a third innings pitch, she allowed 95 hits and 39 walks and 92 strikeouts. Another pitcher coming to the team is Nilly Lamb from Charleston Southern University. In her first and only season with the Bucks, Lamb was the Big South Pitcher of the Year, Freshman of the Year, and First Team All-Big South selection. She was the first player in Big South history to win each award, along with being named to the All-Freshman team. She threw 10 complete games and also had 4 saves while allowing just 86 hits. She walked 53 hitters, but also struck out 130 while opponents hit .176 against her. Utility player Quincy Lilio from the University of Oklahoma will also be joining the Gamecocks. Lilio sat out her first year. Oklahoma then had a solid redshirt freshman season, hitting .275 with 2 doubles, 1 home run, and 4 strikeouts and only 40 at-bats. This season wasn't as grand, hitting only .129 with 2 doubles and a home run and 31 at-bats. Next, the Gamecocks are adding first baseman Ariana Roddy to their roster. Roddy was first-team All-American by Softball America after hitting .353 with a 1.257 OPS as a sophomore for the 49ers. She had 8 doubles, 22 home runs, and 55 RBIs. She walked 37 times, and struck out 34 with an OBP of .469. The last transfer so far is also from Charlotte, and that would be catcher Lexi Winters. Winters was the AAC Defensive Player of the Year as prior to tournament play. She has allowed just 18 stolen bases all season. Only 3 runners attempted a steal on Winters during conference play. Winters hit .23 for the season with 8 doubles, 1 triple, and 5 home runs to her credit. She had 21 RBIs with only 5 strikeouts and 139 at-bats along with 11 walks. Last transfer portal commitments I want to highlight are for the University of Florida. The Gators have signed Washington graduate transfer infielder Riley Hortoff and Alabama transfer infielder Kinley Callahan. Hortoff was a 2024 All Pac-12 first-team shortstop for the Huskies and holds a career batting average of .290 with 21 doubles, 4 triples, 17 home runs, 78 runs scored, and 56 RBIs. Callahan, a shortstop, was a 2024 All-SEC second-team selection after batting .296 with 5 triples, 2 home runs, and 30 RBIs. Earlier last month, the Gators added UNC Wilmington transfer pitcher Kara Hamcock, who will have 1 year of eligibility remaining. Hamcock, a 6'2" right-hander, holds a career 39-19 record with a 1.8 ERA over 372.2 innings pitched. She has 33 complete games, 10 shutouts, 4 saves, and 267 strikeouts compared to just 91 walks. So we're now going to move into the next segment where I share my rankings of the top NWSL kits. I'm going to be ranking the NWSL kits. So before we get into that, it's a fun segment. Please stay around. We're going to be taking a short break, so I will see you guys very soon. Welcome back, everybody, to the GSMC Hoops and Heels Women's Sports Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. We just got done talking about college softball transfer portal commits for college softball, like I just said in the title there. And now we're going to move into National Women's Soccer League. This segment, I'm super excited to talk about. It's going to be super fun for me. We're going to rank the NWSL kits. I am super opinionated when it comes to uniforms and kits themselves, so this is very exciting for me. You guys also know I love fashion, like all of that, so I'm very into talking about uniforms and what I think about them. This might seem very random, but I was rewatching some of the games this weekend and I was looking at these uniforms and I thought some of these are good and some of these are not. So I wanted to talk about the kits and my rankings on them. So we're going to focus mainly on the home shirts, and I'm saying mainly because some of these I do give shout-outs to the away game shirts, but most of the teams away game shirts are just not as appealing and interesting, so that's why we're mainly focusing on the home uniforms. So starting in 14th place, I have the Bay FC. Let me pull up pictures here. Okay, so Here's the thing. I just feel like their kits are way more boring than the others. And yes, it's probably because they don't have much color in their logo as some of the others. But they could have done more with the uniform even without as much color. I like the orange logo in the center. The corner, sorry. But what I really don't like is the fact that the main color of the Bay FC logo is navy and this uniform was black. Like, that doesn't make sense to me at all. It still looks great on the field, but they could have designed this uniform a lot better to actually represent the team. In 13th place, I had the Washington Spirits blackout kit. I like the stripes on the black uniform because it really shows the gray in the Spirits logo. This is a good representation of the club's logo, so they get extra points for that. But still, I think they could have made it more fun. Like, they could have made the logo a bit bigger, and I'm not a fan of how CBS Health is right in the middle and is huge, but that might be something that they couldn't control, with sponsorships and all that fun stuff. One thing with their uniform is that they all blend in very well together on the field. It looks very, very professional when they are taking pictures and on the field, if that makes sense. But one thing I would change is I hate how the stripes change directions, in the middle randomly. I don't like that. It gives me a headache, looking at it. Anyway, in 12th place, I have the Portland Thorns kit. Okay, this is where I get very opinionated. I'm not sure what's going on here. I know what is supposed to be going on, but I'm not buying that these lines are details of really thorns, and there are other directions they could have gone. The colors inspired by the City of Roses are also throwing me off. This team had completely shed its red roots to lean heavily into black for years, and they've come back to red, but ascended it with this popcorn butter yellow. It's not doing it for me. That was a lot of negative, so I apologize for that. The good parts about the uniform is it is a nice shade of red, and they look very professional and clean in the pictures. In 11th place, I have the Kansas City Current kits. The teal rain of the sides and armpits of the base red jersey is meant to give new meaning to the club's mantra of teal rising, so I like that they included that. But despite that, I'm just not feeling it, if that makes sense. I love the KC Current logo, so I'm happy they included it on the shirt, but I just can't explain it. It's just not my favorite. I don't know. The KC Current logo is my favorite logo of the entire league, so I just expected more, with the uniforms. I don't know how to explain it, but it's just not my favorite. And 10th, I had the Houston Dash kits. Look, orange is not the new black for everyone, so this is always going to be a hard sell for casual streetwear. Oh! There we go. I almost just spoiled the next one. Sorry about that. Overall, I like it. It's a major improvement over a basic block of orange, and stars that populate the jersey are a nice detail. That also ties into the city's connection to, space exploration, all of that fun stuff. But I will say, the dots make the team pictures a little much, if that makes sense. It's a little harsh on the eye when they're all standing next to each other. Besides that, I do like the uniform. I don't love it, but I like it. And 9th, I have the Utah Royals uniform. They did a nice job of subtly integrating the Wasatch Mountains into the kit. The color combo is also just sharp, period. And when all the team members stand next to each other, it looks so professional and sharp. But it's just not my favorite, so that's why I have it at 9th. It stands out, but doesn't stand out too much. That's why I have the kit ranked here. I don't know. I just felt like 9th place was where I wanted them to go in the moment. So there you go. In 8th, I have the North Carolina Courage kit. The home uniform is just very bland. The pink is pretty, but I feel like it doesn't represent the logo at all. I don't know where the pink is from, to be honest. It's a pretty color, but where in the logo is it pink? I get that red is pink technically, right? It's just red plus white equals pink, but I just am not it's not giving North Carolina Courage, and I don't know where I don't know. If you're not a big North Carolina fan, you would understand why they have pink. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It wasn't my favorite. I would like to do a little shout out to the away uniforms because I really love the uniform for the away uniforms. They have the red integrated in there and the blue, and I love the triangles. The triangles are not fan favorites on reviews I've seen, but I do really like them. In 7th, I have the Gotham FC kit. I love the blue. This is a very clean jersey. The logo is in the corner. The size is perfect, and the colors represent the team very well. I would like to take note of their away jersey for this team as well because I love how the black and blue go together, but the one I'm not a big fan of is the slash. Other than that, the uniform would be a 10 out of 10. Both these jerseys look great on the field and very professional. In sixth, I have the Angel City FC. When I first saw this uniform, I was not a big fan. I thought it was a little boring. They could have done more, and they could have done more in the away jersey. But after watching them on the field, I'm obsessed with this uniform. It looks so amazing when they are all together and in team pictures. I will say I've seen a lot of reviews on this uniform, and it seems like it is not a favorite. People do not like it as much. So I guess it might be a little weird that I like it so much. The reason I like this uniform so much is also because I love the stripes with the black, and the logo in the corner is so perfectly integrated with the rest of the shirt. I love the Angel City logo itself, especially because of the pink color. So I might be a little biased as to why I love this uniform so much. In fifth, I had the Orlando Pride kits. This team never really misses with kits, especially with the storytelling piece they always add to the uniforms. The team has been wearing the traditional purple, but these uniforms are also really great to look at, like the new uniforms, the ones on the left here. Both the traditional purple and the new kits, these orange ones, are really nice to look at on the field and in their team pictures. I like the storytelling elements and the combination of the blue and orange. And fourth, I have the Chicago Red Stars kit. This kit is reminiscent of their neighborhood kit from a few years ago in its attempt to unite the city. After leaning into black, the Red Stars smartly got out of the trend as it starts to become completely overdone, as you have seen, and they return with the popping Lake Hue blue that stands out in the crowd. The 9 different stripe patterns are said to represent the city's neighborhoods all coming together, and meaning that the crest is a nice touch. So I love that they, have that representation in there, but I will say, design-wise, the stripes can be a little much, especially, when they're all standing next to each other. But still, I feel like it's another winner for Chicago in the kit department. In third, I have the Racing Louisville kit. This is one that has gotten a lot of negative reviews as well. And I'm obsessed with this kit. A lot of reviews have been saying that it reminds them of horse racing in a not a good way, and I actually love that element of the uniform. I love the color of their logo, and I love the diamonds. It's beautiful, but I will say it doesn't look very great in team pictures in the sense that it gets a little too much on the eye. I get that. It's a little illusion-y when everyone all together for a picture, but despite that, it looks great on the field and as an individual jersey. I have one of these jerseys, and I'm not a huge fan of the Racing Louisville, to be honest. But I love their uniform so much this year that I have one. So yeah. In second, this might sound strange, but I have the Seattle Reign FC kits. The reason I'm saying this might sound strange is because I don't know if you can tell, but I love the pretty pastel colors and the very cleverly designed uniforms. I love bold uniforms, and bold is great, but the simplicity in this kit is why I'm obsessed with it. So it's kind of weird that I'm obsessed with it. I love the navy all over with the tiny stripes and then the goldish yellow stripes on the sleeves. I will say one thing that I would change is that the logo stands out a little bit too much. You can't really tell what the logo is. It gets a little lost with the white and peachy color. I don't know what would fix that, because that is what their logo looks like. Overall, though, I love their kits this year. It looks great in team pictures, on the field, just everything about it. It's literally perfect. I'm literally going to order one after this. Lastly and first, I have the San Diego Wave kit. They have a lot of vibrant colors in their logo, and they perfectly integrated it all of the colors into their uniform. That's the thing with having so many colors in their uniforms. It's are they going to integrate all the colors? What are they going to do? That seems complicated, right? I'm telling you, they did it. This is a 10 out of 10 uniform. They did it perfectly. After 2 years of boring navy kits that felt like a waste of the NWSL's best color palette, the San Diego Wave embraced the beach vibes to the max with a Del Sol kit that mimics the city's beautiful sunset over the Pacific Ocean. The light blue shorts further the theme of a sunset over the ocean. This is visually stunning and bold, everything we've been asking for from the team's color opportunities and NWSL kits at large. It's a huge victory that should be loved by soccer nerds and fashionistas alike. Put this up there with the Orlando Pride's Ad Astra jersey from 2021 as one of the best concepts we've seen in league history, I'll say. So that concludes our show for today. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the GSMC Hoops and Heels Women's Sports Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. Your support means a lot to us, so please remember to subscribe to the show and leave a positive review. It really does make a difference. We also invite you to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram for more content and updates. Thank you guys once again, and have a wonderful day.
Let's go.
I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn ain't that great. I don't wanna go to